I'm going to go down the list again. You have Tam Nakano, officially the winner of the Red Star block with 16 points. Then you have Himeka, Micah, and Risa Sera with 15 points. It means Risa Sera ties her stablemate, Suzu Suzuki, for points in this tournament. And then right behind them is Azumi, Utami Hayashishita, Koguma, and Suri with 14 points. Koguma being in that mix is huge for her, in my opinion. I think that just brought her right up to that level. I think at minimum white belt, minimum white belt, if not being in contention for that red belt. And then at 12, Saki Kashima, again, great place to be for her because, again, 12 points is a really good showing. Again, some of them were cheap wins, but great position to be. And then Mai Sakurai with 9, and then Momokogo Kogo and Unagi Sayaka with 4. And it actually shows Unagi Sayaka down at the of the block completely. Even though she had the win over Kogo, in my opinion, technically should be ahead of her. Yeah. But again, this may also be the alphabetical, might be that too. Okay, but it's a heck of a tournament and what both those blocks produced, right? Like you really have to really be impressed by every single woman that worked in this tournament and to see what they put together. And I gotta be really impressed by whoever is booking this company to do what they did to end up with that big of a list of people that could potentially win on a night. The only thing close that came close was, I think, the D block and the potential that there might have been the 7-way tie in the D block at the G1 this year. That all came down to the final night, but no, I just looked at it and I went, wow, I was just impressed by all these women. But we still have one more match.
Main event of the evening.
It's a huge match. And I forgot to put the little banner in. So give me one. I'm just adding the wording here. Dun, dun, dun.
The finals obviously being the Red Star winner there, Tam Nakano, and the Blue Star winner, Giulia.
Got it right here. Tam Nakano taking on Giulia. This is I thought Hazumi was coming out of the Blue Stars block. I really did. And I honestly, like we have said multiple times, we had no idea who was coming out of Red Stars because it was such a close block the entire way. I am very happy to see it come down the way it is. I'm a huge fan of Tam Nakano, and she's going after this to get her shot at her first ever red belt. To go after, again, not her first shot ever, but to get the chance to go into the December 29th show to take a shot at getting the red belt for the first time. And Giulia in this, I think for her, it's a very personal factor getting into it being in this match, because who's the red belt champion? Who's the World of Stardom champion? Her ex-tag team partner in Suri, who abandoned her and left and created God's Eye. So there's a lot here to unpack in what these two women are doing, along with a 20-some minute match that these two women killed it in. That too, I can't do it justice by breaking down the match itself, because it was just, again, like I said, I think it was, which I can't remember what match I was saying that would have been match of the night if it wasn't
Julia match.
the Giulia Suzuki match. But this was, I think, the epitome of everything we've wanted to watch in this we've been watching in the tournament, all culminate in such a perfect match. And and bias, perfect winner. In Giulia.
I think been having a rough go of it, huh?
She was very up and down through this run. She had losses early, then some wins, then some losses, but came back and really rallied through fighting Suzuki, and then taking it. The thing that impresses me most is you watch the G1 their final tournament matches are one night,
Mhm.
and then the semifinals were the next night, and then the finals were another night. These girls worked their final matches of the tournament, and then come back at the end
Mhm.
to wrestle again. Imagine if
Mhm.
Suri had won, she would have went back to back.
Yeah, that's very true.
So you really have to look at it and like what these girls do. Like they each had pretty hard hitting matches. Like
Mhm.
was it Giulia went 15 minutes, and
Mhm.
Tom went I think like 9 or 10, but it was a pretty rough match.
Yeah.
And then they come back here to go over 20 minutes, and both women just smack. Like I have to give it out. There was one point where each one was just smacking each other across the
Mhm.
face. Like
Mhm.
holy crap!
There's
It
actually
just
one moment like that where I actually was like, they just had a Zohan moment where they were both kneeling on the ground and they were kind of like very, very close
yeah.
to each other. And then, like, just the camera was focusing more on their faces. And then suddenly there's Tam's foot going across
Oh,
Julia's
where they were
face.
sitting, and
Yeah.
then Tam just started kicking, and then
Yeah.
Julia caught the leg at one point
Yeah.
and
At the
pulls a
very
knee
end there.
bar. So Tom's trying to fight, and she just starts kicking with her other leg Julia in the face, but then Julia just tweaks the leg even harder.
Mhm. Yeah.
And like, dude, that was a very impressive. So I saw Tom do that
Mhm.
one other time in this tournament. She was on the ground and somebody was sitting in front of me. She started kicking her in the face. But
Yeah.
like, dude,
It was
like,
very much a Zohan moment for me there. It was like, "Was that your foot? You
yeah,
just hit me with your foot?" It was really funny for me, but, yeah, as I had mentioned earlier, with Julia also having a bit of a rough go of it, not just in regards to, the tournament, but also in regards to, kinda like the personal business of the Stardom factions. Her and Suri
hmm
were tag team champions, and, right about the time that, Thekla and Mirai came in, I think they only wrestled 2 weeks with, Donna Del Mondo before Suri and, Mirai jumped ship to form God's Eye with, Amisore, and then, shortly after, we saw, Natsupoi also, abandon Donna Del Mondo to join Cosmic Angels. So this main event and this night in general was probably a very, very
it's
emotional hard.
literally a crowning moment.
Mhm.
Literally a crowning moment for her.
Crowning
But
moment for the end, though.
the end of this match was insane. Like you had essentially an Tangaloa's ape shit by Tom only
Mhm,
gets a 1. And then Falcon Arrow by Julia, barely a 2. Then
mhm,
a knee to the face by Julia, and her hammerlock ape shit style move for 2.
mhm,
And like it still can't put her away, and then she picks her up and just drops her with a modified brainbuster. It
mhm.
looked like a
Yeah,
modified Falcon Arrow brainbuster style move. Like she was a Falcon Arrow to the side, so it was almost
I
like a
thought so too,
brainbuster,
yeah.
and takes the win. And you could just see the look of relief wash across Julia's face when she got that win.
Mhm.
Like absolutely wonderful. Like, and then the aftermatch part was what was really messing with me. And then actually they showed Mina Shirakawa. She was on commentary for the main event too.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
and then it so she was handed a big ass check or something. And then
The publisher's clearing check.
I don't know what it was. And then she went to the back, like she left for the back.
Mhm,
And then like a minute or two later, Tam Nakano and a bunch of other people walk out. And then um Julia comes back out with them after them, and they all were given trophies.
mhm,
And then obviously Julia was given her crown and her cape,
mhm.
and just like a wonderful
Pomp and
moment for her. But then
circumstance.
one of the parts that really tugged at my heartstrings was after they got their trophies and everything, Tam walks out. And like I said, with a couple her matches on
Mhm,
was it night 18 and 19,
mhm,
and her losses there, and then her happiness when she won earlier on in the night, and she
mhm.
walks out just like the most dejected look I've ever seen on somebody's face leaving a professional wrestling match. She looked like somebody just pulled the heart out of her chest. Like she looked like I don't know how to describe it. She looked like
Looked
somebody just
defeated.
like, yeah, it made me like honestly sad when Tom had had that look on her face. I was honestly sad for her because I thought she had such a Cinderella moment after those 2 losses on night 18 and 19 to come back and get that win on night 21. It was just like heartbreaking for the girl. But then I was so happy to see Giulia win because this gives her, and again, I very much expect Suri to defend this title successfully because I am almost sure that come December 29th, I will be watching the show as soon as I can get my hands on it. I really hope there's a live stream for people outside of Japan. Please, Stardom, let me watch it. I will stay. I will get up. I will watch it at 1 a.m. I don't care what time it is. I want to watch it live. Please give me the ability over here in North America to watch live.
We've got our Rogue Energy drinks. We can do it.
We can do it. Rogue Energy. Check it out, please. RogueEnergy.com. Soon to be sponsors of this show, hopefully.
We will start running sponsorships for them probably very soon.
Very soon. But yeah,